Hey guys and gals, let's continue on with the Creativity Toolbox, the Maker Set by Lego Super Mario, set number 71418, and it has under 600 bricks. And remember the last time the build started off okay, and it got pretty lousy and slow. And here we are again. We're going to be starting bag 5, and last time I was belly aching because the build was just getting slower and slower. So now let's get this nonsense done, because I want to do something else, not work on this goofy thing. I got some other sets that I want to build, like that castle, and well, this is not the castle. Not even close. I'm sure that castle's probably a beautiful build, but this is not even a time waster. This is a waste of time. Okay, so last time I did a lot of belly aching on this set, and now we're just going to go ahead and finish it up real quick and trying to find all the pieces. Remember the last time we talked, I had it all mixed up and stuff, so now I'm going to finish it up today. Oh, we need dark orange. So that's pretty much what I'm doing. And I'm hoping to, whoops, I don't go there. And yes, this set does not come with a brick separator. And with all the stuff you're taking apart on this, well, leaves an unhappy camper. Alright, so last time we just pretty much did this, and we just sat and rifled through parts. So I'm looking for that now, and I hate to think I'm going to have to start pulling parts out of here again. I mean, there's not a whole lot in here that's left. Yeah, I was digging through sets. I saw the Queer Eye, some of the poly bags that I got, and then the castle set just taunting me. I even have another copy of the spaceship, and seeing that my main channel did not get the 2 million subs, well, I can't give it away, so guess what? That set will just get, we maybe just build an alternative model out of it. Okay, so basically it just shows us in the video, you go boing, ding, 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 that's all it does. So we don't know what it does. Yeah. And, alright. Please don't tell me we're building another goofy flower. That's exactly what we're doing. We just built one of those. So I got this here. Jay, if you're unhappy, why did you accept it? Well, I thought it was something a little different. I didn't know it was this. Okay, and that's just it. So we'll set those in there. We don't have a whole lot of parts left here. Now, mind you, this is just bag 5. We just finished up 1 through 4 in the last installment. So I don't know what I'm building. Sometimes they don't tell you, so you just have to guess. And maybe for a young builder, this should be very entertaining. But for someone like myself, or any mock builders, see, it didn't even tell me we had to build 2 of these. Yeah, this set's already got a 0. That's as low as I can go. I can't go negative. Maybe I should. But yeah, this is not a... This is probably one of the... This is obviously worse. Probably one of the worst sets that I've ever put together. In terms of parts, it's got some useful pieces, but... Alright. Are we going to build 2 or just 1 of those? Or is the book going to lie to us again? So anyways, though, this is the last of the required reviews that I have for a while. then I can get to the stuff that I want to build, like the castle and stuff. And I think the next thing I'm going to do after this is take a breather, get caught up on all these. And once I get half the memory cleaned on the camera, I'm probably going to do a poly bag real quick. And I'm just assuming this goes on the top here for that. That's exactly what it is. Alright, got those done here. At least the camp. We have to. Alright, if I would cuss in here, I really will, but no, we have to build 2 of them. Go figure. I can't wait to get to something with more creativity than this. Well, just going to bluntly say, waste of time. When I get these review offers, I don't know what I'm getting myself into. Sometimes I'll get a set and I just don't want to put it down. This is the one I want to avoid. You notice on the box it says not for sale. Well, this thing shouldn't even be created. It doesn't even tell us we're building 2 or 3 of them, so I don't know. You can't fast forward in this stupid thing, so yeah. I've got to build 3 different types of plants. It doesn't tell us if we're building 2, so we won't really know. Yeah, I'm still waiting for the parts for my desktop. Won't be here till the weekend, and I'm hoping they'll get here soon, because doing everything on a little laptop is not really fun. Okay, we got a flower that goes on the top of that too. Now, don't get me wrong, a lot of these builds are pretty good in here. It's just the way that the builds are presented. You notice all I'm doing is just building little tiny bits and pieces. I know they call this the creator box, but yeah, I'm bored. I mean, I'm just getting it done so I can hurry up and move on to something fun. I mean, you should never feel like that about a set, but my goodness gracious. Okay, that's it. There's more. Okay, we need some gray bricks. Now, should start dumping these back in here, but until I can get rid of some more parts in here, I really can't. Yeah, so I was looking at the Queer Eye set, and actually I saw some really good building stuff in there I'd like to just kind of explore, and just to kind of tinker with it, see if I can do something with it. It's a pretty good introductory course for me anyways, to get into more modern Lego building, because I build a lot of retro style homes. I don't really build the new stuff, but just the way the apartment looks, and too, there's printed stuff in there, like the stove pieces I really want to get a hold of, because the stove top in that set is printed, and if I see that set gets cheaper and cheaper, you know what I'll be doing? I'll be hoarding it up, and it'll just be a part out at that point. I'll part it out and put it in my collection and use it for the parts, and then that'll be it. And no, that's not to get confused with the bricklink part out. Although, when I part out a set, that's pretty much what bricklinkers do. They part out a set. Matter of fact, I saw somebody that I was following on Instagram, I get what they call a swoop. They go in there and take up all the deals, buy up all the, well, what I consider junk sets that people just didn't really want to buy, and they buy them up, part them out, put them in their Bricklink stores. And if you're a Bricklinker, I'm sorry if this offends you, but honestly, you may want to focus on stuff like this, because those Chima sets and Chima, Ninjago, well, Ninjago has some good parts. Like even Star Wars doesn't even have a good selection of parts. It's mostly just for what it is. A lot of stuff in here could be parted out, especially the printed stuff. Because you know somebody will buy just this alone and buy more of these just to expand their course. You know, so that's pretty much what I'm thinking. At least we're getting rid of all the big pieces now. So a lot of these guys are just parting this stuff out. And I never understood it. Why people part out sets. Let me just keep the gray over here then, since that's all we've been doing. I really mixed that up over there, didn't I? I used to know a Bricklink seller a long time ago, and he kind of stopped because he was moving on with his life and stuff, and I didn't blame him. And kind of sad because he would give me some good deals on parts. Like he'd say, "Hey, I got some good stuff in my inventory. Here's what I have, unless you see something here, and I could put it up, and you could buy it first." And I would get the good deals, and I always told him, never give me a discount. I'll pay whatever you charging for it. As long as I get the dibs, I'll buy them. Because he was running a business, and I respected that, and that's how it was. And never got any freebies or anything. And now today, Bricklink sellers, Bricklink sellers stay away from people like me because I don't buy really from Bricklink. Matter of fact, I've even been trash talked by a few Bricklinkers because they think I'm too good. I buy all my parts like from Lego. Well, I only buy the new stuff from Lego. If it's old, vintage, or just out of production parts, or something very limited, I'll buy those from Bricklink, you know, because that's the kind of stuff I'm looking for. Some of these guys thought I was being, you know, stuck up. Like, no, I'm not stuck up. It's just the parts you're selling are yesterday's Chima part outs, and those don't do me any good. Now, since I'm in this whole program, some guys even approached me about, you know, what kind of sets, what are the parts in the sets? I'm like, I don't know. I don't part them out to find out. Okay, so I'm like, yeah. I don't know what this thing is for. This is supposed to do that, but that's what it is. I think it's supposed to be some kind of a totem head or something. Well, we don't know. Let's get the next one here. But some of these guys, though, they would have some really good pieces. I still remember that one time a Bricklink seller called me stupid. And I think there's 2 of these trees being built, so I'm going to build them real quick. All because I didn't know what the value of a piece was. You know what the value of a piece to me is? Is enjoyment. This right here, going through these parts, has more value than if I were to sell all these. I'm missing one of these discs here. Yeah, must have misplaced it or lost it. Maybe it could have got thrown in here. That color is very common. I'm not too worried about it if I misplace it. But before we cry about it, we need to see if we got any more in here. Here's the tile. This also could be hiding under some of these other pieces too. Well, guess I'll have to go get one. Let me check here real quick. Or it could have got thrown in another build, we don't know. Well, let me go get them, hold on. Okay, let's see what we got in here. And yes, that's many years of collecting. That's what I need there. And hoarding stuff like this, some of these pieces may seem like they're not really useful, but to me that's why I part out sets. It's for my own personal enjoyment. So, you know, I still remember that guy called me literally stupid. And I bought stuff from this guy's store too. And after that I thought, oh no, I'll never buy anything from you again. Well, this goes in this way. So I never did. And I'm not going to mention the store on here. I don't want him to get publicity over it. Let me throw that other brown one in here. I think we'll be almost done with the browns here real soon. Put that one in there. Hope you can see what I'm doing. I'm doing them in here, just the parts are already in here and stuff. But I have never once done that. These were the same people that were trying to get into the Ambassador Network too, and they got rejected. I'm thinking, well, I know why they did. Since now I've been on this side of the bridge, you know, they want somebody who's in this for the hobby. You know, hobbyists like myself. They don't want somebody to go in there, because this stuff would probably just end up in their store anyways. You know, where for me, like these little horn things, we're making some trees out of those. I can't wait to see what those look like. Matter of fact, these guys, some of these guys have very expensive Bricklink stores because they want to have the most inventory on Bricklink. And I'm like, you know, that ain't going to do you any good if you're not making a sale. You know. I think we're going to put 40. Boy, these are really going to break apart. So you're going to have to really hold underneath here. But yeah, I still remember though that guy. I mean, this guy hated me. I didn't even know who he was, and he did not like me for no reason. I think, but there was always those rumors that I'm too good to be buying from Bricklink. It's not that I don't buy from Bricklink. It's just, if I need a new part, why would I go through there? And two, why would I pay an inflated price for a part, you know? Okay, these tiles are going to be a bit of a chore to get on, but it's like, why would I pay an inflated price for something I can get through at that time Lego bricks and pieces for just a few pennies? You know, I remember mentioning that to one guy. He goes, "Why, you expect me to give it to you for free?" And I'm just like, "No, but it'd be nice." But I didn't care, and of course, you know. One of them tried to apply to the Ambassador Network, and they pretty much told them, no, we're not interested in Bricklink sellers, and that was the end of that. I mean, I'm into this, like this for me is just relaxing, you know, and I'm never going to sell any of this stuff. I mean, why? I want to build things, not just sell it. Okay, so even if these are brick built here, be very careful pushing these on here. I'm just going to wiggle that on. But that's not too bad for a little palm tree. So, if anything, we got a good build out of this one here. And it says, well, now it's telling us we have to build one again here. I think these things were written up by different people. Okay, so that's what we did there. Set those out of the way. And I got the other stuff over here too. I have it in one of these big bins right here. And that's where it's been sitting at throughout this episode here. Oh, and by the way, my goodness, it has been raining out here non-stop for the whole day. It's just rain, rain, rain. Matter of fact, we already had an inch in 24 hours and just rained. That doesn't sound like a lot for some, but for anybody who's in a desert, an inch of rain is a lot. I mean, it's a lot of rain. So you walk outside, it's pretty muddy. And I still got to take down my Christmas lights and all that stuff too. Okay, that's it. We just built 2 of those, and that takes care of, well, I don't even know where we're at here. Okay, we got to put all this stuff together now. So we're going to need both of these. The desert levels in Mario were pretty fun too. And it's supposed to be like that. Okay. Let me take the big cactus. So yeah, I'm going to say that this set does have some interesting builds, but they're very boring. So I will be flat out honest. Interesting builds, just a little boring. Now we need that evil sun, that one that you would go around trying to knock you down and stuff, that evil sun. That thing's sure evil in summertime where I'm at. You know, some people go to the beach. Well, why when I can just go to my backyard? The only thing we don't have is the ocean. And that's pretty much what it shows here in the book. And that's it. Okay, so bag 5 just did all this stuff. So bag 6, we are going to start now. Yeah, we even lost power out here for about 3 minutes today, where half the country's losing power like crazy. Well, I don't consider my area as very modern, but you will not see a telephone line for a few miles in my area, because everything is underground. Even our substation is underground too. Well, we need a red one, not a pink one, huh? Oh, there it is. Okay. So where's the gray stuff back here? We don't have a whole lot of parts left in here, so we're getting close to the nitty-gritty of finishing this up. Yeah, but there was no way I could have finished this up in one sitting the other night. I was going nuts. I couldn't take this build anymore. I had to stop. Huh. Okay, as I say, this makes a great top of a flagpole, but that's what it is. And anything, though, if you get this set just for parts, the printed stuff makes it worth it, too. So, like, when I do the review, I'll know, hey, everything's printed. There's some good build ideas. But it's very dry, very boring. So if you're going to build stuff, just go through the manual first and pick what you want. It's going to give me a demonstration. How I know that? Because there's a tile here. So you're supposed to go like this, boing, 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 boing. That kind of thing. That's all you're supposed to do there. So guess what? We don't have the figure to actually enjoy it. Now I got to build 4 or something. At least this manual's starting to tell me now how many I have to build. So what are we building now? Well, I got to find the yellow bin here. In fact, I'm just going to start dumping these in here now. Just because I can, and 2, we're getting to the nitty-gritty stuff. And we stick this thing upside down here. I'm guessing that a lot of these pieces may not be used. Or we just build a bunch of stage stuff here, or backdrops and stuff. And that's pretty much what we're doing. I don't know yet. Haven't really looked. Yeah, but it's kind of cool losing power out here because it very rarely ever happens. And I don't know why they don't put all these electrical substations underground. Is beyond me. They do that just to keep the heat off a lot of this stuff here and to prevent fires. And yes, you got to build 4 of these little boogers. Keep those over there. And we got to build 4 more things. Look like we're building barbecuers. There's not a whole lot of parts in here yet left. Matter of fact, seeing these, what is it, red, yellow, green, reminds me of the Mexican flag colors. That's what it looks like. Alright. Nose cones. Yeah, but at least now, after I get this one here done, I'm hoping to have it done tonight. It's not even 1 o'clock yet. I don't even know what it is. But I'd like to get this one done, get it reviewed, get the photography done, and get it out of here. The camera's really going kind of bonkers right now. Or is that the hard drive to the laptop? I have a solid state and a mechanical drive. But the bad thing about solid state drives, they're not really big in size yet in terms for laptops. I do get prototype drives from time to time from companies to test out. Sometimes they're pretty good. And no, I don't get to keep them because they want them back to check stress tests and stuff like that. Okay. Make 4 of those. Ooh. Oh, we finally get to use one of these bases, I think. Okay. I'm going to dump that white stuff in there too. Dump that gray in there. And this brown. Because we're at that point now where there's not a lot of bricks left. You know what, just come to think of it, I remember when I first got Super Mario Brothers, I would, you know, because right now I'm in a quiet room, right? Playing Atari, it was always just beeps and blips. That's all you heard. And now having, you know, Nintendo, you'd still have those late nights, but it wasn't so dead quiet, and you would just, you know, between levels it would be like quiet. And that's kind of what reminds me about now. That's one thing I wish I still had is my NES. I mean, I have it, but it needs to be restored. It just doesn't power up. So I need to rebuild it eventually. I have all my carts. One thing I've always held on to, even if I don't have the console, I always held on to all my carts because they were expensive back then. The cartridges cost more than the console. I remember getting the NES, and I had to mow a lot of yards and stuff to get one. Now, mind you, I didn't get an NES until like 1990, like 5 years after it was released. You know, I had to mow a lot of yards to get that and rake leaves and stuff. So, okay, so far we're building. We're still in the same bag, by the way. Any consolation though with this set, at least you're getting a lot of these things here. But when I first started earning my own money for that type of stuff, you have more appreciation for it. You know, back when you know, most kids, they get stuff when their parents buy it for them. You know, you just don't really care because you know, like, oh, if I break it, my parents will buy me a new one. Well, once you start learning how to, you know, make your own money and stuff, you don't get that option. And like, oh man, I spent all weekend mowing lawns, or, well, for me it was like almost a year, just to get one game console and like 3 games with it. You learn to appreciate that stuff more. Transparent purple studs, those are cool. So you just learn how to do all that stuff. And very few kids today even do that stuff. Matter of fact, we're in a generation now where kids don't, even adults don't even want to get their hands dirty. I'm one of those types. But sometimes when it requires me to work on my car or to do yard work, whatever, I just have to do it. I can't just mess around. I gotta do it, you know. And it's now a lot of guys, they want a job in an air-conditioned building and stuff. I'm like, so did I. Now I get to work from home mostly now. Of course, I think I'd rather have the office than working from home, because after a while this working from home stuff does get boring. Try it through the pandemic. And I was beta testing a bunch of stuff back then anyways. That's kind of hard to put that in there, Lego. I mean, literally, this is... They want you to squeeze that in there. But it's like now, I remember when I was flipping burgers. It beats them being outside, but then again, after a while, I was tired of being cooped up in a little hot kitchen. So being outside was not too bad. Careful, one of these is printed and one of them is not printed, so you want to put the printed one on this side here. Okay, we got to find the pink scan tile. That means we'll need our Mario figure. Well, in my case, Jay the Surfer needs to be used. Why don't you just tell me to stick 2 of those in there and be done with it, huh? Stick that right in the back. I was wondering how we're going to hide all that ugly stuff. Well, there you go. I'll have to buy some of these tiles in regular without all the stickers on them or the print work. So I would have to give this set at least a 0, or at most a 0, for build experience. Build quality, I'm going to say it's probably about average, except for the building guide, which drags it down significantly, as well as for the build experience too. build quality, I try to keep it more for, is the build durable? Is it going to fall apart? And I bet you we're building 2 of these. I'm going to do them both now. If not, we'll just take them apart. That's exactly what we're doing. Glad now I've dragged out all the parts. Yeah, tonight I had barbecue burgers. Pretty good. Sometimes I'll cook a few extra patties and just preheat them the next day. So I don't have to hold on. I think I made a mistake here. Okay, there's a plate that goes on the bottom. It's like I couldn't put that in there. So we'll stick that in the bottom there. Okay, I'm glad now I did that. Okay. Not sure what we're building next. These little pieces here make good roof vents, so I try to hang on to them. Making sure you can still see what I'm doing and making sure I'm not running out of battery. Okay, this must be for whack-a-mole, huh? Pretty mean looking thing. She must be the angry maid. I can't remember her name. I'll have to look these up so I can tag it properly. Alright, so we gotta play the Goofy video, so what we do is we go boing 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 boing. Well, let me do it over here so you can see what I'm doing here. You go boing 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 boing. Ding 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 ding. That's pretty much what you do. Okay. So honestly, if you survive this and through all my bitching and stuff through this set, I really tip my hat off to you. Because I know there'll be somebody else that's going to say, man, this set I don't want to buy. If you have the starter course and you're heavy into this stuff, yeah, maybe, but that's what you make there. What, no video for that one? Alright. Looks like we're putting together a bunch of scenes now. Alright, we gotta wait. We don't have a lot of parts left. Alright, so I think we're building 2 of these. It looked like we were. Okay. Let's just keep going here. We're going to start with this one first. And there we go. And then it says take this, shove it 2 studs in. And one of these, we'll put a flaming barbecuer in there. If I can get it in there. There we go. And this big thing here. So basically what we're doing is we're just building the scene up. And there we go. So make sure there's 4 studs in there. And then we place another one of these things here. But I think the whole intent of this this guide is just to show you how to build the scenes, and then after you can rearrange them any way you want. Next is a barbecuer. Yeah, how did I know that, huh? I'm not clairvoyant or anything, I just knew that. Okay. These guys are mirrored too. I could have just gotten away with that, huh? Well, no, they weren't, because they did not want to make this easy for you. Okay. And set that on there. Put her in the middle. Actually, show her where she's kind of anchored down. That's even better. That's what it looks like so far. That's what it is. Alright. Probably the evil princess with her magic wand. Let's see what the video has to show us here. So, alright, I've seen enough of that. Okay, so what they do here, they have this flower here, and you're supposed to go boing, 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 knock her down, and you're supposed to go ding, 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 ding. That's what you're supposed to do. I think. I don't know, because guess what? We don't have the starter course, so we have no clue. And I think that's it. But we still have these other pieces here. So I'm taking it these are probably just extra roads and stuff. So, example courses. And, well, I guess we're done here. We'll just make our own course. It just tells you need to combine it with the stinking thing, but that's it. So, where do these other plates come from? I don't know. Let's take a look at the box here. And yeah, that's what the extra plates are for right here. So, like it shows one here. So, all this extra stuff in here. So, essentially, this is just like a Minecraft creativity box. Just overpriced. I think we looked at, I think it was like $60 or something for this. So, well, Jay the Surfer, you don't belong in there, huh? You're just a demonstration guy. So, what I'm going to do here for the remainder of the show, well, if you want to call it that, is we're just going to set it up in such a way to where we can use all the pieces we built and just do a quick demonstration, but just to compact the video down, we'll just do a review on it as we're going here and that kind of thing. And just in fairness though, this set just plainly sucked. I was bored with it. Now, pour it all out. Alright. So this was not really a fun build. So basically what you're supposed to do here is combine all the courses and stuff. So that's what we're going to do here. We're just going to combine them with these. And just have some fun with it here. And what I should do is get the turntable real quick. Well, oh, I guess I could. I got another Mario set on there. Well, not anymore. And I don't have the actual turntable in here yet. I just need something to put this on. Because if you've ever watched my other videos on these things are brittle, they fall apart. You can do that too if you want. I'm just going to piece it together a little bit here. Yeah, so these are not really meant for I don't know really, to be honest. I'm just sticking things in here. There's so many pieces to this. And so I'm just going to doodle with it for a bit and just kind of see what we have here. And just to build some random. I mean, it's not like we can play with it anyways. So we're just going to have a little fun in here. Well, it didn't come with a lot of green plates, so we'll just have to make some random stuff here. So here we got another arrow here. Let's confuse people. We'll put the arrow over here. Okay, why not? We'll confuse people. We'll stick this mountain piece here and figure out where to put that at. We've still got plenty of these other pieces too. Jay, you're ruining the build experience again. You betcha. What, you only gave me one of those? I was trying to make it match. Now I'm going to have to put a mud pit right in front. No, let's just keep it red here. And we'll do this. And then we'll connect it up with a mud pit here. Don't worry, I'll move it when I get more space up here. And we're just going to see if we can connect as many of these things as we can. It doesn't tell me I can't do it like this. So I'm just going to, maybe we're not supposed to connect that there, but you know what? I don't care. Today we will. Today we're going to add that there. Because most people are going to do that, you know. Alright, let's get another ground piece here. We got a desert scene. Let's see if we can gather some more space here. And see if we can cover the whole thing up. This thing's still not quite connected yet. Or you know what I could do? We'll stick the desert over here. So you can see now, after you get all the pieces built, you basically just drop in little sub-assemblies, sub-models, little modular builds in here. And, you know, hey, if it works, right? We'll need that too. Let's throw this in here somewhere too. Well, we need something to join these corner ups, so that's where we're going to put him at. Okay. So we'll set that right here. We'll stick that together there. Boy, isn't this really fun? This is a fun set, huh? Somebody's probably watching this right now going, oh wow, I really want this. I just got to get my mom and dad to buy this for me. I better not have them see Jay's review. They will change their minds. That's exactly what will happen. I'm considered an influencer on certain things, but I can't make somebody not buy this. That's up to the person who wants to buy it, you know. I'm not going to tell you what you can and can't do. These are just my opinions at the end of the day. Alright. And where do we put that at? Well, we're going to have to put a lava pit in here. So, I've almost used up all the pieces in the box, too. So we'll set that right there. This guy's backwards. Well, what do? We'll pop that right out of there and we'll flip it around. I mean, it looks fun, doesn't it? It's just not it's not complete because we don't have the starter course. Okay, let's start adding little accessories here and there. So when I do the review, I'm just going to blaze right through this like a Minecraft blaze. We got some flames here. What do we do with them? Well, usually in the desert it's pretty hot. So what we'll do here, we'll just put a flame piece here. Well, I guess you can't put it there. Put it there. Maybe one here. Maybe the sand caught on fire. We'll have some random pyramid over here in the green grass. Some more of these type of plant things. Let's stick this one back here. And let's see the back of the, let's see what the box here. Oh, we found this other one, by the way. So it just shows these things just about anywhere. So let's just see if we can use up all the accessories in one sitting and stuff like that. Now we can have a green bush in the middle of the desert. I mean, there's nothing going to stop us from that, huh? And these little flower pieces, just find places to start sticking them at. Not anywhere near these. I'm assuming that you're going to need those anyways for the ding ding dings and the boing boing boings. Yes, I'm still going to waste my time reviewing this, even though if it's a 0. Because somebody may find it amusing. And plus, I do this stuff for entertainment, too. My reviews are just that. And we'll put the present right here. Because you're going to have to work. She's going to whack you with her magical wand if you're going to try to take her gift away. She doesn't want you to re-gift it. Stick that there. One of these little cactuses. I can stick it back over here behind. No, you can't because it's spiky on there. Oh, we'll put it on the trail here. You're going to have to hop on top of that. We'll throw him right here. He's waiting for you. And we got old Toad. I think that's who he is. We'll shove him back in here. Well, let's put him here. Okay. And you can see so far we're getting pretty good here. Let me pull this up a little bit more for you. I got another one of these trees. We'll stick this tree back over here. Place that happy little tree there. It'll be happy once I rip that apart for pieces, huh? Alright. Got a bunch of clouds. Yeah, let's have a cloud here. Let's put some more vaping clouds in here. And we'll stick this one back right here. Well, there's already one there, huh? I'll put one back in this corner here. You may not be able to see it, but you're not missing a whole lot. I tell you that much. Let's stick this on here by the pyramid. I'm happy now because it's done. And then, so far, if this was a working game, I would say yes, this looks very fun. If this was like a board game, oh yeah, this would be very entertaining. Matter of fact, it'd be a good idea. Let's take a mushroom. Stick that shroom right there, and then we'll place... How do you even attach these? I mean, what do you attach these to? Well, you could put them on the tree, right? I mean, there's nothing that's going to tell us. No, let's put it on the mushroom. That'd be better. We don't know what that piece does, so we'll just say it's a power-up. Hey, you know what? If we don't have the starter course... we're going to have to... Here's the deal. You don't have the starter course. Just do what I'm doing. Use your imagination. Just have a little fun with it. There's nothing that's going to tell you... Lego's not going to come to your house and tell you, no, you can't do that. It's Lego. It's meant for creation, creativity. They're not going to tell you, no, you can't do it. I think we used up all the props. No, we got a couple of barbecuers and a flower left. Let's put this flower back over here for another power-up. We got to have some secret areas in here. And a couple of barbecuers. Put the barbecuer here. So while you're traveling through the desert, you can get a quick bite to eat or get a quick roasting. Okay, right next to the bush. That's really smart. And this last one here, well... We'll set it over here. Well, excuse me. We'll put it here by this rock thing to light that up at night. and that's it. And pretty much, get these all out of the way here. I already had one of these, but that's pretty much what we have left. Okay, so now this thing is done here. No, we're not done. We got 2 more mushrooms. So, well, we know one thing. There's plenty of accessories to go around in here, so you're not going to be short on imaginative play in this set. So, I'm not going to knock anything down. We'll say that for the main review. Matter of fact, I need to find my Lazy Susan, so hold up. And this is what I use. Something you would put like if at your dining room table, you'd put like maybe some stuff in there, and we just use that. This is a piece of wood that I had cut myself, and I need to put the locks back on it where it just sits right in the center, so I have to rotate it a few times to make sure it's centered up. And that's it. Now we can take a look here. Now this is much better, but you know what? You're not going to get the full flavor, huh? We're going to need to raise this up so you can see the whole thing. Yeah, you got to love my raw reviews, guys and gals. I don't sugarcoat things, and plus also I don't like to script them, because this is the whole review process here. Now I can lie to you and tell you this is the best set in the whole wide world, but let's take a look here. So this is what it looks like. So now, first impressions, it looks honestly bright and colorful and interesting. So obviously you can see we have plenty of things to do. And that's pretty much what it is. You have several power-ups and things to do here. So if you had the starter course and the starter figure, you can go boing boing ding ding ding, boing boing ding ding ding, boing 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 boing. We would just start right here. Boing 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 boing, ding 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 ding, boing boing boing. Boing 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 ding ding ding, boing 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 ding ding, boing boing ding ding, boing 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 boing, and that's pretty much what you do. Okay. Well, without that, we just had to imagine that. So, well, let's start with the build quality. Some of this stuff is easily breakable. Not really sturdy. So the build quality, I would say, it's probably about average. Okay. It's obviously not strong. You can't just pick this thing up and move it. As you can see, it's not going to be easy. So you got to have it on a flat surface, preferably on something like this, so you can reach around. Build retention or build experience. How is my build experience? Do you really want to know that? Absolutely horrific. Alright, first off, the build started off okay, not too bad. And then, my goodness, the manual dragged out the build. Now, despite I mixed up all the pieces and it took a little longer, that's not what I'm going after. What I'm going after here is the way the manual presented a lot of stuff. A lot of these things are duplicates. Sometimes the manual tells you, sometimes it will not tell you. And it's digital. So honestly, you're going to have to download the Super Mario Brothers Lego app just to get the guides for this, and it's not user-friendly. So my build experience for me as an adult anyways was horrible. This was not, I just wanted to get it done. So this is something now I can finally get off. And this is my last set to build too, until I get to the fun stuff. So between me and the fun stuff is this. So just imagine the fun stuff is after this thing. You're going to have to work your way around to defeat her, and even I would get lost in this maze. So that's pretty much my course there. And as far as for playability, could you play with this? You know, if you had the starter course, obviously so. I could see endless amounts of play with this, but if you don't have the starter course, there is room for imaginative play. You can imagine certain things. You can just take a regular figure and just make obstacles for it. However, without the starter course, this set is incomplete, so I can't tell you what the gameplay would be truly like. So again, it's a flat out 0. It just doesn't have any play value for me. It's interesting to look at, but it's just basically just a bunch of parts on a turntable. Could this be dropped in a city? No. Could it be dropped in a mock? If you were to expand on this, make a few more of these, and stuff like that. Man, you can tell I'm tired. It's the weather. But you can actually put this in a mock. Okay, you can actually expand on this, make custom courses, use their plans in here, and just add more stuff to it. Yes, you could make a pretty cool mock with this. But for my overall experience, though, I believe the set retails for $59.99 for 588 bricks or something like that. I consider that probably average to above average in price. I know with inflation and all, things are a little more pricier than stuff, but for me, this is a set I probably would stay away from unless it's on a sale or a clearance item. Because basically you're essentially getting a bunch of random parts. Now, one of the things I forgot to mention about the build experience is you're building a lot of multiples in here, and it gets very boring very quick. Right? So if you want to build all these clouds, you got to build these all at once. Right? Some of these things here, they're not too bad, but when you're building 2 or 3, like these pyramids here, right? They didn't tell me I had to build 2. That was it. So these right here are the same. They didn't tell us we had to build mirrors, or not mirrors, but clones. So some of the manual was just kind of wasting time. So all in all, in my final summation of this set, it was just a waste of time to put together for me as an adult. So I'm sure a young one who's really into this and has a starter course, I can just see this being hours and hours of fun versus the other Super Mario sets. For me personally, though, this is something I can look at for a few minutes and I'm done. So y'all know what's going to happen to this thing. After I get done with the final review, guess where it's going to be? That's right, it's going to be parted out from my own collection. Like I could use this stuff for terrains. I don't want to use the clown pieces you can use for snow terrains. And the printed stuff, well, you may want to keep these figures together here. So I would say keep those. Keep the Goomba. This thing can obviously go here. Get rid of that. Trees are pretty cool. So a lot of this stuff in here, I would say you could use it for other stuff. But that's it. That's enough of my jaw flapping for right now. So yeah, I think honestly this set, it looks cool. It's just not up my alley. And without the starter course, it's just basically was just a time waster. So tell me what you think of the set. Would this is something you'd be purchasing, or would you just be walking right past this? Like I said, we look at the box art here. I don't know if I can find it. That looks fun, right? Bright and colorful there. If you don't have the starter course, 0 play value. So, tell me what you think of this set.